Why the Chicago Bears should start rookie quarterback Justin Fields week 1? We got to talk about it. I want to give a special shout out to the sponsor of this video, Manscaped. So Manscaped recently just launched their Lawnmower 4.0. And listen, if you are a guy who does a lot of shaving underneath, the Lawnmower 4.0 is the perfect tool for you because listen, my first time shaving a couple of months ago went terrible. I had a bunch of scrapes, I had a bunch of bruises, and I also had patches because I didn't finish the job. So when Manscaped sent me the Lawnmower 4.0, I used it, and I was a little bit scared, okay? Because I was like, I ain't trying to give myself patches and give myself injuries like I did last time, my first time shaving. But when I used the Lawnmower 4.0, let me tell you guys something. It was a easy process. I had no scrapes, no bruises. It was no pain. Listen, if you're a guy who does a lot of shaving underneath, make sure that you guys go ahead and cop the Lawnmower 4.0 using my promo code JT for 20% off plus free shipping off your Manscaped purchase. Once again, make sure that you guys use promo code JT for 20% off your purchase plus free shipping. Your balls will thank you. So the Chicago Bears are blowing me. So the Chicago Bears in this past year's NFL draft got one of the luckiest draft picks in NFL history when Justin Fields fell out of the top 10, was available with the 11th overall selection, and the Chicago Bears were able to trade up and grab him. Now, for Chicago Bears fans, I know a lot of you guys were extremely happy with the fact that you now have the guy who seems like he can be your franchise quarterback in Justin Fields. And a lot of you guys were dreaming about how good your offense is going to be with Justin Fields at quarterback this year. Just to find out that a couple of days later that the Chicago Bears still expect Andy Dalton to start week 1. Like, I really don't understand this logic. So Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace both have questions about their job security after this year, which means they have a lot of pressure on them to win. So if you're on the hot seat and your job is on the line, you would think that, you would try to drive guys who can come in day one and give you the best chance to win. So if you trade up to the 11th overall selection to select Justin Fields, you're coming with the mindset that he's going to get on the field this year. Basically, Justin Fields was drafted 11th overall to help save Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace's job. So therefore, why would you put Andy Dalton on the field? Like, your job as the head coach and general manager is to put the best team together and get the best football players on the field that give you the best chance to win. You mean to tell me that Andy Dalton gives the Chicago Bears a better chance to win week 1 than Justin Fields? I find that hard to believe. Now, I understand that a lot of people feel like Justin Fields isn't ready to start week 1. Well, guess what? That's Matt Nagy's job to get him ready to start week 1. You have 3 to 4 months to get Justin Fields ready to play week 1 of the upcoming 2021 NFL season. Like, I'm not with the excuses anymore that, well, JT, you can't throw him into the fire too early because he's not ready. I think that excuse is starting to become so watered down because last year, Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert thrived last year with the certain, circumstances that they had to deal with last year, based on only having like a couple of weeks of training camp, no OTAs, doing install, learning the playbook on Zoom meetings, and they balled out. Like, Justin Herbert was told that he was going to be the starter 15 minutes before kickoff. He didn't really have, any, knowledge of, that he was going to be the starter that game against Kansas City for the entire week until, unfortunately, Tyrod Taylor was unable to suit up and he was told the news right before kickoff. And guess what? He came out and he balled out. Mike Tomlin a couple years ago, in 2019, went 8-8 with the guy named Devlin Doug Hodges, who was an undrafted rookie free agent. Mike Tomlin won games with the undrafted rookie free agent. And you mean to tell me that Matt Nagy feels like Andy Dalton gives them the better chance to win week 1 than Justin Fields? I find that hard to believe. Like, it's your job to get Justin Fields ready. Your job is on the line. You're really going to put your job security the first couple of weeks in the hands of Andy Dalton? Does that make any sense? So let me tell you what I feel is going to happen. So Chicago is going to start Andy Dalton week 1. And they're going to start the season out slow. And, mid-season, they're going to start to panic. And then they're going to look at Justin Fields and going to say, hey, man, go ahead and put your Captain America gear on and save us. Get us to the playoffs and help save our jobs. Like, if you're going to go all in on a quarterback, why not go all in week 1? Justin Fields gives the Chicago Bears so much to work with on offense. Like, he opens the playbook up so much. Like, Matt Nagy is going to be calling the plays this year. So Matt Nagy as a play caller, Justin Fields gives you so much that you can do creatively with your play calling. You can run design quarterback runs. You can run RPOs, read options. You can't do some of those things with Andy Dalton. Like, Andy Dalton limits what you can do as a play caller. Like, why would you start a quarterback that gives you limitations on what you can do as a play caller? Why would you give a quarterback who doesn't win you any games, but doesn't lose you any games, the starting job over a guy in Justin Fields? Like, I'm not with the bull crap that Justin Fields is not ready to start week 1. Every good coach in the NFL can win with any quarterback. Mike Tomlin won for undrafted rookie free agent. If you are a good coach, you can win with any quarterback that you're given. You should be able to build a team and build an offense to maximize your strengths and minimize the weaknesses of your rookie quarterback. Like, Justin Fields has a really good Bears team around him. The offensive line is decent. You got a really good group of wide receivers. You got Allen Robinson. You got Darnell Mooney. You got David Montgomery in the backfield. You got a really good defense. Like, everything is there for Justin Fields to have a really good rookie season. I understand you may not feel like Justin Fields is ready to start week 1, but we're only in May. It is currently May 7th right now. You have what? June, July, August. You have like 3 to literally 4 months to get Justin Fields ready to start week 1. Literally. Like, this is going to be a way better offseason than what it was last year when you could barely do anything. Everything was just virtual. Imagine how hard that was for Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert to have success they had, given the fact that pretty much everything was basically online and only really had like 3 weeks, 4 weeks of training camp really to develop. So if Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow could ball out last year, why can't Justin Fields ball out? Why does Chicago have to put themselves in a situation that you have to put so much faith in your rookie quarterback to save your season in the middle of the year? Why not just go all in right away? Like, if you're on the hot seat, well, if I was on the hot seat personally, I would try to get the guys who I know can start week 1, who give me the best chance of winning right away. Like, if you feel like Justin Fields can't start week 1, then okay, why would you trade up for him? For the future? You're on the hot seat. You shouldn't be looking at the future right now. You should be looking at the now, the present. You should be looking forward to getting the best guys on the field who give you the best chance of winning. And I just find it hard to believe that Chicago, that the Bears organization, Matt Nagy is trying to sell to Bears fans that Andy Dalton gives them the best chance to win week 1 than Justin Fields. I think that's a bunch of bullcrap. I really do. If you're Matt Nagy, you're supposed to be an offensive-minded coach. You should have Justin Fields ready to play week 1. This is not a Patrick Mahomes situation. This is not a situation when you have a good veteran quarterback that's capable of leading you to the playoffs. Andy Dalton is not going to lead you to the playoffs. He's not. I'm sorry. I'm just being brutally honest with you. Andy Dalton is not going to lead you to the playoffs. He's not. You saw what he did with Dallas, and Dallas had one of the best offenses in the NFL. And look what he did last year. Nothing. So you're really going to try to sell to the Bears fan base, Matt Nagy, that you believe that Andy Dalton gives you the best chance to win earlier in the season than a guy like Justin Fields? Listen, you're offensive-minded coach. It's your job to make sure that Justin Fields is ready. It's your job to get the best players on the field. Justin Fields should be ready to play come week 1. Mike Tomlin went 8-8 with a guy named Devlin the Dog Hodges and won games with him. And this guy wasn't a first-round draft pick. He wasn't a second-round draft pick. He wasn't a draft pick at all. This guy was an undrafted rookie free agent. So if Mike Tomlin can win for a guy named Devlin Duck Hodges, why does Matt Nagy feel like, for some reason, Andy Dalton just seems to be a better option week 1 than Justin Fields? I really find it hard to see what the Bears are trying to sell to the Bears fan base in terms of Andy Dalton gives you the best chance to win week 1. Don't understand it. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section down below. Do you guys believe that the Chicago Bears are making the right decision to start Andy Dalton? Supposedly to start Andy Dalton. Do you believe that the Chicago Bears should start Justin Fields week 1? Tell me why not down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.